evening and welcome to Progress Diary. On this program, we tell you as it is all that is happening in the All Progressives Congress and how the Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee is steering the affairs of Nigeria's governing party. I am Habida Lawal. The All Progressives Congress governorship primary election in Edo State was hit by controversy when two candidates emerged from parallel elections conducted in the state. But the leadership of the party had to wield the big stick by declaring the direct primary election inconclusive and rescheduling a new date. But before this rescheduled primary election, the former national chairman of the party, who is also the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District in the National Assembly, Adams Oshiomhole, met with President Bola Tinubu in the presidential villa to discuss the matters arising out of that controversial election. Senator Adams Oshiomhole told journalists that President Tinubu insists on a democratic contest that will ensure the will of the voters are reflected, and the president also discouraged a system of zoning that appears to disenfranchise some regions in the state.
It's true I went to see Mr. President, and it is about the Edo governorship primaries. As I'm sure you know by now, the NWC had reasons or cause to review the governorship primary that was conducted last week as the controversies arising from the conduct of that primaries. And so today, as a party member and of course a leader of a party in Edo State, I came to discuss some of the issues that I think are relevant, and also in order to ensure that the APC family in Edo State, conduct themselves in a manner that the president will be proud of the outcome of the primaries. Because at the end of the day, after the primary, we are going to face the main election. There have been a lot of rumors which I thought Mr. President should speak to, and I needed some clarification from him because as the leader of the party, there are a couple of things that I want to be sure that I know where he stands. One of them is the issue of zoning. The president has affirmed that he has no voting right in Edo State, even though Edo State people have voting right to vote for the president. And therefore, what matters to him is to ensure that APC members in Edo State, in a direct primaries, participate in a free and fair primaries. That is the decision of the president. There have been rumors in the air that there's probably zoning to one area or zoning to another area. The president said, as far as it's concerned, it's committed only to free and fair primaries, not based on zoning. Because you don't do zoning at the eve of a primary. If there's going to be zoning, those involved in the decision, we have to be so comprehensive that the people of the state understand it. Number two, if you are zoning, you will not allow people who are not from the particular zone to procure forms. Now, the National Secretariat of the party is on record as having issued a statement which was widely used to the effect that the APC governorship ticket was open to anyone who is eligible to procure the nomination form, which was why at the end of the day, we have 12 candidates that procured the form. So the key issue in my conversation with Mr. President is that the primaries that have been rescheduled for tomorrow to continue is not based on, and will not be based on zoning. It will be based on free and fair primaries. It's a continuation of the exercise that had some challenges arising from an individual proclaiming himself as a returning officer, which is completely strange to the rules of the party, which has led to what the media has widely reported as two factions emerging. So that's it. What is fair in a democracy is not for any man, including the president, single-handedly imposing anyone. The fairness of a process is determined by whether or not the candidate that emerged is the true choice of the electorate, of the APC members. And that's where the president stands. Now, when you choose to single out Edo State, you are just being unfair. Is it not the same APC where recently in Kogi State, you have back-to-back, somebody from one senatorial zone succeeding the other? Why is there no difference? In Benue State, since 1999, you've had only people from war part, one particular language, the thieves, that have produced governors after governors since 1999. Are you about to change the rules? In any case, who are you and I to dictate to Edo APC members where their candidate must come from? If you impose a candidate, as some of you want to suggest, when you go for the election proper, are you going to tell people to vote based on your own privileged elite consensus of turn-by-turn democracy? We are not for turn-by-turn democracy. And I have been in Edo politics since 2007. I won the election against what PDP considered to be their preferred area. Only the people of Edo State, in this case, at this stage, the people of APC that can nominate the candidate. I have the authority of the president to clarify this. His name should not be used recklessly by people who are afraid of free and fair election. What I'm committed to is that in a democracy, majority must necessarily have their way. You can't do it otherwise. There's no sentiment about it. Fairness means that the outcome is a reflection of the will of the people. Fairness is not when you allocate. This turn-by-turn democracy kills fairness. So I will stop here to talk if I didn't have that discussion. I need to have that discussion so that Edo people will feel, Edo APC, at the level of the primaries, we feel free. And let me ask you, in all fairness, is democracy imposing a smaller number on a bigger number? Look at the demographics. I don't like to talk ethnicity because for me that is not it. And I don't really care what some people say, Oshomole say. Everybody calls to me and say, I need you to endorse me. Please, I will be loyal to you. And I'm saying, I'm not the project. I work to earn, as I speak, I am not a governor. Right? By the time I contested election to the Senate, I have been removed as the national chairman of APC. They could remove me from the office, but they could not remove my fighting spirit. And I'm back because I have my people with me. Some of you recall that at that time they allege that my people from my ward have lost confidence in me. But I went back to the polls, and the people of Edo North reposed confidence in me. So I am used to losers try to find somebody to blame. They come to you the daytime and the nighttime soliciting your endorsement. And when you don't endorse them, then they say you are endorsing somebody. Don't I have a voting right? Even in US, you hear of superdelegates. So when Obama backed Mrs. Clinton, so was there anything wrong with that? When he advised his then vice president, now the president Biden, Obama still back him. So what manner of democracy? Do you know why people have to conduct themselves properly and earn the trust of your constituents when you are in office? It's to ensure that you gain their respect.
President Tinubu's intervention to calm frayed nerves in Edo APC got commendations from party faithful in the state. The chairman of the Africa Civil Society Forum said it is essential that the rescheduled process is credible, free and fair.
On behalf of the Africa Civil Society Forum and under the auspices of the Director of Political Affairs and Governance, I wish to commend Mr. President, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, for a decisive interventions in this matter. He has demonstrated who he is again as a man of the people by intervening in this matter, which led to the cancellations of what we see as a political brouhaha in the nation, where you see one or two people emerge as a governorship barrier in a state, which of course not augur well. But Mr. President has demonstrated that he's a president of all, and of course in the intervention that led to the cancellations of that same elections. So we want to commend him for his fatherly road and of course his commitment in upholding the democratic values and principles in Nigeria and Africa at large. I urge all stakeholders involved in the upcoming primary election in Edo State to play their roles according to the rules of law, fairness, and transparency. All eyes are on them. It is very essential that the electoral process is conducted with integrity and in accordance with the democratic principles to ensure that the will of the people is respected and upheld. For us to achieve this, we request the leadership of all progressive party, APC, to ask His Excellency, the governor of Imo State, who is incidentally the chairman of the Edo State primary election, to step aside and pave way for a neutral and with people with high democratic integrity to conduct the fresh election. We are hereby called on Senator Hope Uzodimma, the governor of Edo State and the chairman of Edo State primary governorship election, to step aside, having been conducted, even the first election that's been seen today as a hybrid primary election, which have also destroyed the mind of the people and the trust of the people. So we want the people, the person that will conduct a fresh election, which will be, widely accepted by the people. As the Director of Political Affairs and Governance within the Africa Civil Society Forum, we reiterate our organizational commitment to promoting democratic governance, transparency, and accountability. We will closely monitor the development in the upcoming primary elections and urge all parties to uphold the highest standard of ethical conduct with respect, fairness for the electoral process. Let me conclude by saying this. I call on all citizens, political parties, especially the All Progressive Congress, and stakeholders to remain vigilant and actively participate in the democratic process. Let us work together to ensure that the upcoming primary election in Edo State is conducted with integrity and fairness in line with the value of democratic process, having been laid down according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and, of course, with the action plan.
And after the first failed primary election in Edo State, pressure began to pile on the Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee of the party to probe the conduct of officials of the APC sent to conduct the primary election. A group of APC stakeholders forum asked the party's national chairman to disregard the declaration by Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma, who was appointed as the Edo State Governorship Primary Election Committee chairman.
It's on record that in a viral video, the state chairman of the party, Emperor Jared Tenebe, had remarked that only Anamero Dekeri and one other Monday Okpebholo are the two aspirants legally qualified to contest the Edo APC primaries. Only the duo complied with the APC guidelines of payment of membership validation exercise.
The All Progressives Congress has replaced Governor Hope Uzodimma as the chairman of the 7-member committee saddled with the responsibility of conducting the primary election in Edo State. But the party insists he was not sacked or dropped, but the governor has other pressing national and state matters to attend to and will be unavoidably unavailable to complete an assignment he started. The National Publicity Secretary of the party also disclosed that the Imo State governor had a report he needed to present to the National Economic Council chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima.
The attention of the All Progressives Congress has been drawn to reports in sections of the media suggesting that Governor of Imo State and Chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum, His Excellency Hope Uzodimma, was sacked or dropped as the chairman of the Edo State Gubernatorial Primary Election Committee and replaced with His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu. We wish to clarify that Governor Uzodimma was neither sacked nor dropped, as has been erroneously reported, but was unavoidably unavailable to lead the completion of the party's Edo State gubernatorial primary election process due to his prior scheduled attendance of and presentation of a report to the National Economic Council meeting today, February 22nd, 2024. As a result, His Excellency Basi Otu, Governor of Cross River State, who was the deputy chairman of the committee, graciously accepted to serve as the chairman and to complete the Edo State gubernatorial primary election process.
You didn't tell us that Hope will not be avoided.
In what statement? I didn't issue a statement. Please, can you please let me. Look, you're getting things mixed up. Okay. Very well.
Yes.
The revised composition.
Yes.
What did you expect? That in the organizing department, who had the brief to manage our elections, in putting out a list, we put a footnote and say, by the way, for the benefit of your question, this chairman will not be available. That is not done. That is not the way it's handled. And it's not the way it's handled. But some of you and the media generally reported as has been reported, which is why I find it necessary to come here to clarify so that we can set the record straight. It could have just been Governor Hope Uzodimma was replaced with Basi Otu. That's also a perspective that could have come from that statement issued by the organizing department. When you say sack or sacked, that denotes or connotes a different thing altogether, which is why we're responding, because of the language we've seen used by in some sections of the media. I mean, this is not a difficult thing. It's been reported. Well, we too constitutionally have the right to clarify, so that those who are reading the reading public can discern and see where things are. In any event, we all know Governor Hope Uzodimma. He is an eminent leader of this party. He's a governor, a serving governor of Imo State. He's the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. So we hold him in the highest esteem. So we are not going to stand back and watch that narrative play out, suggesting that because he did nothing to warrant or deserve the reference to sack that is making the rounds in the media. So this is just to clarify so that people will understand that he was engaged in an important assignment that was committed already. When he started that assignment as chairman, he had no way of knowing that the process will go beyond the time that was allocated for that activity. Now that he has gone beyond that time, he was confronted with this important assignment to be before the NEC to deliver a report as chairman of a committee of NEC. That's also an important state assignment. If you want to compare that with his service as chairman of the committee in Edo State, that is fine. But they're both important. And because he had made a prior commitment to NEC, he had to attend to that assignment today. And so that does not in any way create any room or permit the reference or the inference or the innuendos or the insinuations that he was sacked or dropped by the party. Point here is that he was not sacked, he was not dropped, and he's performing very valid assignments. And another eminent governor of ours, His Excellency Basio too, graciously accepted to step up as chairman. He was already deputy chairman anyways, and in the absence of the chairman, the deputy chairman would naturally step in to act for and on behalf of the chairman as leader of that committee. That's what's happening, and we're very comfortable with that.
Eventually, the rescheduled governorship primary election of the APC in Edo State was held, and it produced a flag bearer. Senator Monday Okpebholo was declared winner. The chairman of the election committee and governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu, announced the final result of the exercise in the capital city, Benin, after collating results from 18 local government areas. Senator Okpebholo pulled 12,433 votes to defeat 11 other aspirants that contested the primary election.
For the All Progressive Congress party primaries for gubernatorial election in Edo State, the total number of votes 41,784. Numbers of accredited voters 31,863. Total votes cast 31,863. Valid votes again 31,863. Invalid votes nil. Senator Monday Okpebholo, after having satisfied all the requisite requirements by the party and scoring the highest number of votes cast in this Edo State gubernatorial primaries elections, he is hereby declared the winner with a total vote cast of 12,433 votes. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your cooperation.
It's a mandate of transformation, taking a day out of evil to good. Development, I assure you, and I believe the government of coming up 2024 is going to be a new dawn for Edo people. Thank you, all of you. We meet as we campaign.
And that's all the updates we have for you on the program this week. Remember that whatever you hear on this program about the APC is authentic and the truth. Next week, we will tell you more about the APC and the activities of the Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee to ensure the party delivers on the promises it made to the electorate. Thank you for watching. I am Habida Lawal. See you next week.